Good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to all on behalf of the entrepreneurship cell of ARSD College to the workshop on investment acumen, introducing you to the financial aspects which are essential for financial decision making, as well as providing you with the knowledge about passive income generation by Mr. Arpit Gupta. He is an alumni of IIM Lucknow, the CEO of Cerebro, with hands on 10 plus years of industry experience and 5 plus years experience as a literary coach. He have an expertise in stock analysis and investment planning, funding and technical analysis of stocks, as well as analyzing books and analyzing. It is a pleasure to have you with us, sir. Over to you.
Hi everyone, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so guys, let me start with a basic introduction about myself. My name is Arpit Gupta. I have been into financial literacy for almost 5 years now. And basically what we are going to do today is we are going to talk a lot about financial literacy. Basically, क्यों ज़रूरत है financial literacy, क्या है? And there is one very important point which we are going to cover, which is passive income. Why is it important to have sources of passive income and how can we develop passive income sources? So that is what we are going to cover. But let me start by asking you guys, before we start, there is one basic requirement from my side. That is, I want this session to be as interactive as possible. Basically, this session is also an investment of your time. Okay? You could have utilized this time in maybe some other ways. You could have watched a movie on Netflix or Amazon Prime, but you are here. So why not make the best use of this time? Agar sirf certificate chahiye na, so what you can do is drop now, utilize your time in some good way, come back at the end of this webinar and there will be a feedback form. Just fill up that feedback form, you will get your certificate. But genuinely, I want you guys to be there in the meeting or there in this webinar so that you learn some things new. Okay? And I want all of you to be as interactive as possible. Ask me questions. Maybe questions about NFTs. Ask me questions about cryptos. Ask me questions about stocks, which stocks to buy right now. Maybe those kind of questions. Or if you want to ask maybe conceptual questions, you can ask. Okay? So I want you guys to make the best use of this 1 hour. There is a specific way in which I have planned this webinar. So we'll go through that. And in between, whatever questions you have, you can ask me those questions by unmuting yourself and asking, or you can just type in the chat box. Okay. So that's, एक second. Okay. So that's from my side. Now I would like to start with a very basic kind of question. Given a choice, if you are given a choice to be rich or poor, okay? Given a choice of being rich or poor, which one should you prefer? Or which one would you prefer? कि यार वो होता था ना पुराने जमाने में अमिताभ बच्चन टाइप मूवीज जब होती थी तो हीरो है जो एकदम गरीब टाइप होता था एंड दैट वाज कंसिडर्ड टू बी अ वर्च्यू कि नहीं यार अमीर तो ये स्मगलर वगलर टाइप के लोग होते हैं, गरीब लोग ही जो अच्छे लोग होते हैं. So given a choice in current scenario, in current आज के ज़माने में, given a choice, what would you prefer, rich or poor? You can type in the chat box whatever you prefer. कि यार being rich is good, we'll be able to enjoy lives. और ठीक है यार गरीब हुए तो क्या हुआ, लाइफ में चिल तो मारेंगे. Okay, let us see how many people feel कि rich होना is a good point. I think most of you will say rich. Most of you will say rich. अब ये rich कैसे बन सकते हैं? ठीक है? Either तो you keep on working throughout your life, and if you get very good jumps, if you get jumps as in salary jumps, if you are very lucky, then probably by the age of 45, 50, you can start considering yourself कि हाँ, now I have got good enough money for me to survive, for me to sustain, अब life में शांति है. So that is, but by that time, so you would not be able to enjoy life so much because there would be other responsibilities that you have. Okay? So you have to be smart. You have to be intelligent. And that is where this word investments comes in. Okay? We need to consider why investment and then when should we start investing. And that is what we are primarily going to talk about today. Shresh has given a very good point. I would prefer to cry in a Lamborghini. Yes, obviously. Okay. Chalo. So let's talk about this word investments. What is investment? When we talk about this word, what comes to your mind? What is investment? And say in this session, in this webinar, there are no right or wrong answers. Okay? You can speak out your mind very freely. कोई ऐसा मतलब there is no obligation ना कि गलत बोल दिया तो प्रोफेसर नंबर काट देंगे. ठीक है? जो दिमाग में आए, until unless it's really stupid, वो नहीं. But हाँ, you can always speak out your mind. What do you consider? What do you think is the word investment? What does this mean? That gives best returns. Okay, returns is a word which I was looking at. पैसे से पैसा कमाना. Okay, that is also right. What else? Adding on assets, capital, a way to become rich. Okay, what Sanjay has said, a way to become rich is in some direction right. I will not say 100% correct, but yes, in some direction it's right. Increasing your wealth, सोते time से भी earning होती है. हाँ, this is also one word which is one phrase which is very commonly used. If you are not earning money while you are sleeping, then you will keep on earning throughout your life and still you won't be rich. Putting your wealth, investing our money to gain profits, using your unused money to earn money. See, I'll tell you. See, investment, when we talk about the word investment, basically it does not only mean कि पैसे कहाँ invest करो. ठीक है? Investment means investing your time, effort, and money. These are the three key resources that you have: your time, your effort, and your money, in right places to get the best possible returns in future. जैसे let me give you an example. अभी college में you guys are studying in this college, ठीक है? This is also an investment ना. You are anticipating कि यार college से पढ़कर, if I study from this college, maybe I'll get a good job, or maybe I'll get good qualifications to start my own business. Okay? This is also an investment from your side. Investment basically is putting in your time, effort, or money with an anticipation that you will get good returns in future. Investment is not only about financial investment, it is also about your time and effort. And in passive income, we are going to talk about that. Where to invest your time, how to develop skills to get the best returns in future. Okay? And if you don't have passive income, then the journey to financial independence is very difficult. And we'll talk about journey to financial independence as well. Okay? Chalo. Now, let's talk about this word investment a bit more. Why should we learn about investment? Before that, let me ask you a question. You guys are from which education stream? Are you guys from engineering background or from science background, commerce background? You guys are from which background?
Commerce background, sir.
Okay, few from commerce. One I've seen science. Okay.
Commerce. Science, sir.
Okay, some are from science and commerce. Okay, anybody from MBA? Okay, so one we have MBA student. This KUNG 646. This MBA student. So are you from engineering background or science or commerce background in the graduation field?
From engineering, sir.
अच्छा, बैलेंस शीट कभी मैच हुई जाके?
हो रही है सर. फिलहाल वही प्रोसेस में है, प्रॉफिट लॉस स्टेटमेंट में बना ही रहे हैं.
The very common problem that we as engineers, I was also an engineer, so I know the pain. My balance sheet was never matched. So that was a very basic problem in my life in finance courses कि balance sheet ही नहीं match होती. And to understand कि debit, credit, it was so confusing. And forget about those investments and all of that stuff. Basic ही नहीं होता था clear. And the main problem is because we are never taught about those things. One thing which is very common, and I think all of you from agriculture, commerce, science, MBA, all of you, the branches, one thing that is common is all of you will earn money either through a job or through your own business or whatever you do. One thing is common, all of you will earn money. Now, what will you do with that money? Nobody ever teaches us that. College जाना है क्योंकि नौकरी लग जाएगी या we'll get skills to start our own business. But what will we do with the money that we get after a job? That nobody teaches us. And that is why it is very important for everyone to learn about investment. Key reasons. One is inflation. Inflation eats up your money. You don't understand. If you don't invest your money in right places, you will end up losing a lot of money. And basically not losing, what will happen is you will end up not making the best use of your money. Let me ask you a question, and I can bet it will happen with all of you. Okay? Because whoever I have talked to, this has happened with them. You guys are very good students. After your graduation or post-graduation, whatever you are doing, that is over, you get a good job, maybe 80,000-90,000 rupees per month salary or ₹1,00,000 salary per month, you get a job. Abhi, it has been just 3-4 months since you have started doing this job, and maybe your father's friend or somebody, your maybe elder sibling's friend, he comes to you and says, dude, yaar, ab to achhi job lag gayi beta, ab to now you are doing such good, hai na? So why don't you take this LIC policy? Guys, I have nothing against LIC. It's just that the kind of way their agents work, that what annoys me. So one of their agent comes and says कि बेटा अब तो बहुत बढ़िया नौकरी लग गई है, ये LIC की पॉलिसी ले लो. पॉलिसी क्या है? You need to invest 15,000 rupees per month for next 15 years. So you are, let's say, 20 years old, 21-year-old. You need to invest till 36. Till the time you're 36, and then for next let's say throughout your life, jab tak zinda ho, every month you will keep on getting 15,000 rupees, assuming ki you will live a very long life, maybe 150 years tak jiyoge. Is this a good policy to take? Is this a good investment? Is this a good investment? Answer can be yes or no. अच्छा यार 15 साल तक देना है, उसके बाद 80 साल तक पैसे मिल रहे हैं. Why is it not a good option? Okay, so we have got one yes. Okay, Karan is saying not at all. Inflation, okay. Uncertainty. नहीं, इसमें तो संजय, there is no uncertainty in this. Definitely you will get. For next 15 years, you will pay 15,000 per month, and then throughout your life, you will keep on getting. There is surety. There is no bad debt. There is no uncertainty. You will definitely get for 15,000. So anyone who can unmute and tell me, those who have written no, why is it not a bad option? Why is it not a good option? Or why is it a bad option?
So what if
Because, sir, I
the
think that inflation will
person,
rise in the value of 15,000.
Can you come again? What if? I think Shrey or some name.
yes, sir. So what if the person dies the very next year after paying 15,000 for 15 years?
Acha, chalo, your nominee will get. So your nominees, maybe your maybe elder, maybe there are like list of 10 nominees. All of them will not die. One of them will keep on receiving it for next 80 years. Is it a good option?
Sir, the rate of inflation is much higher than the rate of interest we get.
Okay, चलो मान लेते हैं rate of inflation तो same ही रहेगा ना. Wherever you invest, the rate of inflation will remain the same. So how come? See, whenever you are investing, you are comparing. Okay, whether this is a good option or that is a good option. If you're saying this is a good option, then probably you would have something else in mind. Yeah, that could be a better option. So inflation rate तो दोनों में common ही रहेगा.
So,
yeah, Naman.
Sir, I believe हम balance करके अगर कर सकें, like every person has his different investment plans. तो जैसे according to this policy, you have to invest for 15 years, and you think आपकी job या जो भी है जहाँ से आपकी income आ रही है, where you want to invest, अगर वो इतनी balanced है कि you can still make out into the investment and your household share, तब कर सकते हैं, वरना कोई फायदा नहीं है, वरना फिर policy lapse हो जाएगी ना.
नहीं, मान लेते 15,000 भी आप दे सकते हो. You've got a very good job. ठीक है, 80,000-90,000, 1 lakh rupees job. Okay, so Karan has given a good reason. After 15 years, the value of money would be much less than what it is today. Okay? So 15,000 you are giving today, but after so there are two problems, and I would say it's not a bad policy. It's one of the worst investment options. Why? Because of two reasons. One is because what Karan has said, the value of money. The value of money will keep on decreasing over a period of time. One, because of inflation, you are keep giving money, but at the end of 15 years, when you start receiving the money back, then your the value of money would be much lesser. ऐसे समझो 15 years back 15,000 rupees had some value. आजकल तो 1,000 rupees क्या ही है, एक रेस्टोरेंट में खाना खाने जो 1,000 rupees का बिल आ जाता है. At that time we were like a family of my extended family, we used to go to a restaurant like 20-25 people, तब 1,000 rupees का बिल आता था. अभी तो दो लोग खाने जाओ तो आ जाता है. Inflation है ना. So value of money decreases over time. So what looks like कि 80 years तक मिलेगा, the amount that you will get will be much lesser. Second is the opportunity loss. You are investing money and you're not getting anything in return on that money right now. Basically, what LIC is doing is taking money, LIC, let's say XYZ company is doing is taking money from you for 15 years, putting it in any financial instrument. So for those 15 years, they are earning money from your money for free. They're not paying you anything. And after 15 years, they start paying you a very small amount per month. So that is where my problem lies with these kind of companies who say कि अभी से इन्वेस्ट करो और बाद में पैसे ले लेना. Why depend on them? यार हम खुद कर लेंगे ना अपने आप इन्वेस्ट. And we will plan our ways or we'll plan our investments in a way कि we know हमें if we need money after 15 years or 20 years, we'll invest in right places. But this is not the right place because they are utilizing our money. The point that I'm trying to make is if you don't learn about investments, somebody else will make money on your money, not you. That is why it is important. Okay? And nobody will ever teach these to you. मतलब nobody will ever से मतलब है कि वो nobody में मैं नहीं हूँ. But anyways, in schools or colleges, in formal education, nobody will ever teach these to you. Next question is, when should we start learning? अब ये समझ आता है कि let's say this investments is important. When should we start learning about investments? Should we start learning about investments when we are like maybe job lag gayi hai, we are earning good, and then we can take out money easily from our salary, and then we should start learning about investment कि अच्छा ठीक है कहाँ पे mutual funds में डालें, कहाँ पे डालें, or should we start learning as soon as possible? As soon as possible means जब जागो तब सवेरा types. Okay, Naman is saying depends on interest in knowing the basics and market conditions. ठीक है.
Once we have a regular source of income, we should start investing.
Okay.
According to me.
ठीक है कोमल. Okay. चलो, I'll tell you, I'll give you 2-3 reasons why you should start, why you should not wait for a regular source of income, and why you should start as early as possible. पहला reason तो, as I said, and as I have been saying since the starting, nobody will ever teach these things to you. ठीक है? कोई formal college में, there is no formal education around this. You have to learn on your own. You have to take guidance. Maybe you can watch some YouTube videos. You can join an investments program. You can do practice on your own, but you have to do it on your own. The sooner you start, the more practice you will get. And by the time you get into a job, at that time you would have already explored all the options. And तब आपको पता है कि क्या करना है और क्या नहीं करना. So in that way, वो जो practice वाला time है ना, you have already gone through that practice mode, and now you are learning, and now you can implement those. So अब पैसे आए, now you can immediately start investing in right places. So that way you'll get a much better return on your investments. Second is, so one was practice. Second is something called compounding effect. Compounding effect basically is कि the sooner you start, at the later stages of your life, you will get much higher returns. ऐसा होता है, अभी आपने 10 रुपए से start करा, next year आपको उस पे 10% let's say you get interest, so you get 11 rupees. Next year again, now next year You get interest on 11 rupees, it becomes 12.1. Then it becomes more. Basically, what is happening is you're getting interest on interest. So compounding effect is the sooner you start, the faster compounding effect will come into place. I'll give you my real example. I started investing in PPF. Earlier, PPF used to be a good retirement option. अभी तो उस पे rate of interest बहुत कम है, but one of my safe investment options was PPF. I used to invest like 1 lakh rupees every month, every year in PPF. अभी पिछले 3 साल से I have not invested anything in PPF, but still I am getting about 1.5 lakh to 2 lakh rupees as interest in PPF. That is because of compounding effect. Okay? So I'm not saying PPF is a good option. I'm just giving you an example of compounding effect. Because I started investing early in my life in PPF, now I'm getting, and now I'll keep on getting that interest every month, every year, even if I don't invest anything in PPF. So that is why you should start as early as possible. ठीक है? अब बात करते हैं. There is another topic which I wanted to discuss with you guys. What is passive income? Now, when I say this term passive income, what comes to your mind? What is passive income? What is passive income?
Side income.
Which one, Kunal?
Side income, sir.
Side income. Okay, not correct, but ठीक है, I accept the answer. Side income. What? Indirect income. Manav, what is indirect income?
Sort of kind of like investment, like we are talking about investment. So like we are not actually working for that, but it is our income.
ठीक है.
Full time, not a full time, but a part time kind of thing.
ठीक है. चलो, I accept the answer, but I'll give you the even better answer in the.
So, for example, we can say when we rent a property, kind of.
Correct. That. But what is passive income? Renting is a kind of passive income. What is passive income?
Like, sir, where we put, you can say, less hours of labor and all that, like fixed hours or something like that, and we get returns where we can earn money. Like less labor, less time.
Okay, ठीक है. Sounds good, Anmol. Anyone else? Income from interest. ठीक है, चलो. Interest probably is not. So there are two things in passive income. One is you don't have to work actively. You don't have to work at all. Okay? Any income for which you don't have to work on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, you don't have to work actively. You did the work once and now you are, or maybe sometime in past you have worked, now you are getting money without working actively. Second, recurring income. So you are getting money recurring. Okay? So money is not stopping and you don't have to work. So that is passive income. Jaise Komal gave an example, rent. You build a house once and you gave it on rent. Now you don't have to work for it. You don't have to do anything. Now you are living your life, you are doing whatever you want, and rent keeps on coming every month. Okay? Sounds good. Can you guys come up with more examples like this? Rent is not a perfect example for beginners, like maybe your age students, because to put a property on rent, you need to buy it first. And at your age, you might not have that much money. What can be passive income?
So we have to tell examples of how we can earn passive income.
You have to give example of what could be a passive income or what could be the ways in which a student like you could come up with passive income.
Like direct selling?
ठीक है. Direct selling में MLM kind of direct selling?
Yeah, you can say it like sort of like that.
ठीक है. MLM में हाँ, मतलब initially you need to work really hard.
Yeah, as a student you can say. It is a sort of like we can build up the pipeline there. We can build up and also like insurance field.
Insurance
like
में
a
कैसे?
student, like for example, a student. Student has been, for example, he has taken, you can say, company for doing insurance and all that. So what he can do, like in LIC, as we all have heard about LIC, there is a pressure from the upside. People like you have to bring in those targets and fulfill the targets. But other than LIC, there are companies who never put targets and all that headache into their clients. For example, a student like of our age, 18 to 20, he can be a part of it. And he can learn the process of how he can make a insurance policy or how he can bring up the clients वो करके, because it is also like a, we can say you are not, you will not put hours into this, and it's a source of, you can say, pipeline income, for example. Like
If
once you have done the policy, the person will pay off, and you the income will come into you. There is no sort of things like that. It's a pipeline sort of a business.
ठीक है, if you are getting a commission or every time he pays, every time he pays the premium, if you're getting commission, then yes, then that's a passive
Yeah,
income.
yeah,
Perfect.
that's a rule. Yeah, that's a rule of insurance business. Like every
Correct,
time,
correct.
as you know, also I say.
I think this is the same rule in mutual funds also. If you go through, if you are a authorized mutual fund agent from AMC, then there also you can get the same thing. This is basically a second income thing. A lot of people take it up where you get associated with a mutual fund, and then you can give the advantages of that mutual fund to anybody who you know. And if they buy the policy, if they take the mutual fund investment through you, then you get a commission. Basically, the advantage is this guy, if he takes mutual fund through Grow, he will not get any commission, or he will not get anything, any rebates or anything. If he takes through you, you can give some part of your commission to this guy. So that is also
that is a sort of making the people are generating the networking out. You can say,
yeah. So I think that is also one of the good ways. Okay, we have some options. If the people have given some things
You
here.
can also do affiliate marketing.
Affiliate marketing, correct. Affiliate marketing के लिए you need to build up that affiliate network for yourself, or you need to have people following you. But once you have done that, then yes, affiliate marketing is also a good way. What else? Okay, we have dividend from stocks. Yes, dividend paying stocks is a good way to generate some passive income. Basically, why trading or stock investing is not passive income, or even FD is not passive income, is because there is no recurring source of income. In stock trading, forex trading, commodity trading, you need to be sitting in front of that trading screen every day. You need to take buy and sell calls every time if you have to make money. In stocks, you need to buy and sell every time you want to make money. In FD, once you take out the money, once you break the FD and take out the money, then you won't get more interest. You have to do it again. You have to reinvest that money in FD again. So investing is not passive income, but yes, investing your time, effort, and money in right places can give you passive income. Okay.
So digital marketing.
Through digital marketing,
digital marketing through like small scale marketing, for example, through WhatsApp or Instagram, we can promote things and all that, because on that thing we have to just put the status on, and then, or you can say, or for example, like celebrities, they also want a sort of passive income through this source. For example, they post up the photographs, and to the amount of likes they get on the paid promotion, this sort of, they generate all that. So this is also comes under like that.
But isn't that like digital marketing to affiliate वाला ही हो गया ना? That's basically you're referring something.
Yeah, you can, definitely,
somewhat like affiliate.
So, but functioning of digital marketing and affiliate marketing कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ी different होती है. Like in affiliate marketing, it all goes on networking. And in digital marketing, you have to first create your brand in the market, and then only you can sort of channelize your product and services. तो मतलब हाँ थोड़ा सा different है, but digital marketing is more broad in the field.
हाँ ठीक है, वो थोड़ा सा broad है. The idea is okay, Ravish has raised hand. Yes, Ravish. Okay, royalty from patent. Okay, this is one of the point which I was looking at. Think about ideas which are intellectual property, which can be intellectual property for you. For example, let's say you are good in making notes, okay? And for example, your notes are the ones that get shared on when the exams are coming. Your notes are the notes which everybody refers to, okay? Instead of writing it on paper, give those notes on your YouTube channel, okay? Ask everybody to go through your notes on YouTube channel, or maybe some other channel where you can monetize them. So think about and there is no harm in it because none of your friends is paying for it. You're getting paid for your intellectual property through advertisements. You can create your own blogs. So create your notes, put them as a blog, get money through advertisements. So that is where you need to come up with ideas how to develop passive income. Now, important point is you do not have to work recurring on it. ठीक है, एक बार नोट्स बना दिए, maybe next 4 years 5 years तक सब आप ही के नोट्स रेफर कर रहे हैं. That could also be the case. Okay, so think about ideas or think about ways, and obviously I will also help you once we go into this full program. So this today's webinar is just we're going to cover some of the topics. I'm also going to start a full program on how beginners like you, young college students, can develop money earning skills which are apart from job. Basically, the important point is we are all thinking about कि job से पैसा कैसे कमाएं. And there is one thing which we are missing in that is financial independence. And we are going to talk about it. And I basically help students in becoming more and more financially independent through different ways, through maybe passive income generation, through investments, through stock trading, through investing in stocks, many different ways. So we'll talk about that in the end of the session. Okay. License of ideas, yes, it can be passive income. If more and more people are coming to are using your ideas. So for example, you created a graphic. Okay, you are good in graphic designing. You created a graphic and you uploaded it on, let's say, one of the websites where other people can buy those graphics. Okay, so that can be a good source of income for you. You're good in photography. You can do it.
So, do royalty on books like publishing and buying books, that came under passive income, na?
Yes, that is also
Yeah.
passive
For
income.
example, you have wrote a book, and till the time, like how many times the book will be sold in the market, on every book you will get such
The
sort of.
publisher, yes, the publisher will pay you money every time. Yes.
Yeah. So that would be thank you.
So think about the things that you like to do. Okay, and then you need to identify ways ki how can I make this as a passive income. So for example, I liked playing badminton. ठीक है, example है, I'm not saying I was very good at it, but I used to love playing it a lot. And at that time, if I had started one of my YouTube channels, maybe 15 years back, and started small badminton tips, by now, my channel would have been so big. And if I had continued doing it, my channel would have been really big. 15 years is a long time. Think about the things which you like and how you can convert them into passive income. So why I'm focusing a lot on passive income is because of this word, financial independence. Okay? It is important to achieve, why it is important to achieve financial independence, and what is financial independence? When I say this word, financial independence, what comes to your mind? Anyone who can give me very quick view of what comes to your mind when I say the word financial independence?
When you are on your own, like when you are self-financed.
Self-financed, ठीक है. When you are self-financed. Okay,
For example, like we the students in the phase we are, like the age when like parents stop on spending on us and we are spending on us on our own. So that would be a financial freedom for all of us.
Correct. See, financial freedom is basically when you are not dependent on any one source of income for your livelihood. ठीक है, अभी के लिए you are dependent on your parents. For example, some of you might not be, some of you might be. You're dependent on your parents to pay you allowances or pocket money or monthly expenses to take care of your expenses. Okay? You're not financially independent. You start earning money, you go to a job, you are dependent on your salary. So salary comes, you take care of your expenses. Then you keep on working throughout your month, then salary comes. Again, you're not financially independent. You're dependent on that salary. As long as you have one source of income, you are not financially independent. And that is why passive income is very important. Okay? Abhi, you guys are in this session. So there is this 7 levels of financial freedom. You guys are at level 1. Okay? Why? Because you guys are coming to this workshop about investments, this webinar about investment. You want to learn more about these things. Okay? Basically you are at level 1. Those others who have not even thought about it, और जैसे मैं था, I know how it feels like when I was 18-year-old. तो ठीक है, लाइफ में चिल मारो, हो जाएगा जो होगा. Those people are not even at level 1. They don't even have clarity कि financial position, what will be the financial position going forward. Level 2 is very basic. I mean, as soon as you get a job, you will reach level 2. Self-sufficiency stage, you will reach. Every one of us reaches the self-sufficiency stage as soon as we get into a job. And the problem is that self-sufficiency stage is basically not enhancing your source of incomes. It is basically killing your own needs and desires. Maybe you want to buy a big SLR, but then salary is not that much. You can't buy. You are being self-sufficient. Self-sufficiency, all of us will reach once we get into a job. Level 3, which is breathing spaces, which all of us will learn with time. कि यार थोड़ी बहुत सैलरी में से सेविंग्स कर करके we will manage our stuff. सब करते हैं, मम्मी पापा ने भी करा था ऐसे ही. सैलरी आती थी, कुछ एफडी डालते थे, कुछ आरडी कर देते थे, कुछ पैसा कहीं इन्वेस्ट करते थे, which is basically कि कभी बाई चांस जॉब ना रहे तो we have some money saved for us. That you can do. The goal is to reach this stage, stability, as soon as possible. When you have, if you don't have a job, you have 6 months of living expenses paid, or you have money for 6 months. Basically, in 5 to 7 years of your job, you will reach this stage. In 5 to 7 years, basically before 30, you will definitely reach this stage. You will have enough savings without doing anything else. Just your job, you will be able to reach this stage. To reach level 5 and 6, that is where your efforts of passive income generation will come into picture. Your efforts to start developing income from alternate sources will come into picture. Level 5 is flexibility. When you have 2 years of savings with you, savings as in you have money for surviving 2 years, that is when you enjoy life. यार नहीं कर रहे, 6 महीने जॉब नहीं करनी, घूमने जाना है, ठीक है भाई, चलो भाई, पैसे की कमी वो नहीं है ना. We have different sources of income and we have saved this much कि for if I don't want to work, I will not work. I want to take a break. I want to enjoy my life. You will be able to do it. And level 6 is basically financial independence. When your investments, when your passive income sources, they are giving you so much money that even if you don't work, you have no problem. Your expenses will be met by different sources of income. Passive income, investments, that is when you reach financial independence. Abundance, level 7, we don't talk about level 7 too much because that is where your kids will be or your next generation will be, because you have worked on financial independence. Okay. And this is what our goal should be to achieve in life as soon as possible. Now, a question to you guys. What age do you think should we be able to achieve financial independence? What should we target? होगा तो कितने पे पता नहीं, but what age should we target कि यार 30 तक I want to achieve financial independence. I want to have these many sources of income by the age of 30 कि I'm not dependent on a job, or mid 30s or 40 or 45. What do you guys?
20, 24, 26.
ठीक है, bit ambitious, but yes, it's good कि you are aiming
Like for example, when you get such sort of knowledge or such sort of in a vision where you think like you can target different sources of money, like from the sources where money will come. So it depends upon person to person, vision to vision, like what they are targeting upon.
Correct. Yeah. I'll give you an example. One of my students, what he used to do was he used to take half an hour in the morning, 9:15 to 10:45. That was 9:45. Sorry, that was blocked for stock trading only. Okay? He used to take 2 trades every day in those half an hour. So that half an hour was blocked. But then his goal was to make at least 2,000 rupees in that half an hour. Okay? So every day in half an hour, he was making 2,000 rupees. Some days he also faced losses, but then with time he improved his skills and his success rate was much higher. पहले होता था 50-50 types कि कुछ दिन loss हुआ, कुछ दिन profit, but then gradually he became very proficient in it. And then उस half hour में he didn't used to do anything else. That's only blocked for intraday trading, and that was one source of income that he generated for himself. Now, for him, the job was optional. I would leave for office only at 10 o'clock, and then ऑफिस में कल नहीं भी करना, छुट्टी लेनी ले ली, या नहीं जाना, नहीं करनी जॉब, तो दैट्स ऑप्शनल बिकॉज ही नोज हाउ टू मेक मनी फ्रॉम अदर सोर्सेस. He was easily making 40-50,000 rupees a month just by spending half hour a day. ठीक है? So that is where you guys need to understand the importance of financial independence and alternate sources of income. ठीक है? Now, a very a request from my side to you guys. Just give me 1 second, huh? Okay, just give me 1 second, guys. Okay, so guys, as a request, what I want you guys to do is, if you want to know more about these alternate ways of investing, you want to know about passive income, you want to know how to save taxes, how to apply different strategies. They say a lot of people, what they do is they learn how to file income taxes. Okay? And at the during the time of tax filing, they say, okay, give me 300 rupees or 500 rupees and I'll file your income tax. Gradually, over the period of time, they build a network, and in one day, they can easily make 10,000 rupees. That's not bad. One day, 10,000 rupees just by filing income tax, which is hardly 5-minute job. A lot of people don't know how to file income tax. So you're helping them and you're earning 500 rupees for 10 minutes. Again, not a passive income, but a alternate source of income. Okay? So if you want to know about these kind of topics, how to develop these side income, passive income, financial independence kind of things. So here's the link of my YouTube channel where I keep on posting a lot of videos. You guys can subscribe to this YouTube channel. I can definitely assure you it will help you a lot. ठीक है? अगर हाँ बाद में अच्छा ना लगे तो unsubscribe कर देना, कोई बात नहीं. I know, but I can bet you guys will like the content. We put in a lot of effort on the content that we put on this YouTube channel. ठीक है? चलो, moving on to the point where we were discussing about investment. Now things come to another topic, which is where to invest. अब सब कहेंगे कि सर आपने ज्ञान तो बहुत दे दिया, ये बताओ पैसे इन्वेस्ट कहाँ करें, कैसे डिसाइड करें कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करना है. So let us quickly go through a short exercise to understand where to invest money. ठीक है? चलो. Let us say we are trying to identify a right company to invest. Now I give you two companies, company 1 and company 2. Company 1 is a young age startup. थोड़ा सा now we'll go into mathematical mode. अभी तक we were more of like planning mode. थोड़ा mathematical करते हैं. There are two companies. Both of them are in same industry. Company 1 is a young startup. ठीक है? छोटी company है. They made a revenue of 2 crore rupees last year. Well, company 2 is a 50,000 crore rupee revenue company, much bigger in market cap, and one of the largest companies in the industry. Now, which company do you think is a good investment option?
Sir, 2 crore.
2 crore, okay. So both can be right. Both can be right. I'm not saying one is correct. I just want to understand your thought.
It depends. Like it depends. For example, if you are aiming at long-term investment, you can go for the 2 crore revenue company. For example, that they will grow time by time. They'll grow. They'll also reach to a level where 2 crore will convert into 2,000 crore. And if you're aiming at like short-term trading, that would be a sort of thing like 5,000 crores. But investment purpose, you can go for 2 crore.
Okay, so I'll reply to that after I reply to Karan's point. Invest in both.
It's my opinion. I'm not sure about it. It's my opinion.
So Karan has written invest in both. I think Karan, see, the point we are trying to assess here is ki if you have limited money, which one of these would you choose? Okay, so you don't have money to invest in both. That's the whole thing. Otherwise, so what's the point of this question? Okay, so Karan, say I'll tell you, those of you who feel कि यार one में startup है, young age है, हो सकता है चले ना चले आगे, maybe risky. So those of you who feel कि यार थोड़ा risk हो सकता है, they might not invest in company 1.
Sir, like it depends also on the facts. Like for example, which sector these company belongs to. For example, if we are investing to, we will aim at a sector which will be high up in the future. For example, 2025, 2026, you can say. तो उस हिसाब से अगर देखें तो किस कंपनी है, कैसी वो देख के कि किस सेक्टर की कंपनी है.
ठीक है, agreed. Both of them are from same sector. The point that I'm trying to highlight here is कि investing in a company, a lot of it depends on your thought process. A lot of you might feel कि यार कम रिटर्न मिले लेकिन कम रिस्क वाली कंपनी, कम लार्जेस्ट कंपनी है, हो सकता है इसमें जो है इन्वेस्टमेंट में रिटर्न्स उतने ना मिले, बट एटलीस्ट विल हैव सम रिटर्न्स. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कल को कंपनी बंद हो गई. कंपनी वन में यू माइट एक्सपेक्ट लॉट ऑफ रिटर्न्स, बट हो सकता है कंपनी बंद भी हो जाए. देयर आर सो मेनी स्टार्टअप्स व्हिच शट डाउन ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. तो जो the first thing is that we look into a company is the stability of a company. What kind of risk are we going into? And I'll teach you how to assess the stability of a company. If I give you more information about these companies, okay? Company one last year made a profit of 1 crore rupees. Basically showing कि हाँ, this company is doing things a lot better than other companies. One of the highest profit margins this company has developed in the industry. While company two had made a profit of 0. Now, which company looks like a better company to invest? Company two has, yes, a lot of ongoing projects, Shreya.
Sir, is the second company debt free?
Yes, it's debt free. Chalo,
And they are debt free, and even then they are not making any like 1 rupee profit.
हाँ.
Does it sound practical, sir?
Yes, a lot. Zomato पे debt कितना है?
हाँ.
और Zomato है ना?
Yes.
Profit, loss making.
Yeah.
Paytm loss making. Amazon कितने सालों तक था loss making?
क्रेडिट भी लॉस मेकिंग है.
Credit भी loss making है, and revenues हैं. They will be kept. So what could be a possible reason? See, this is good that you guys are asking this question, and that wala question was really good by Anmol. See, usually we pay a lot of attention to profits. कि यार profit कम है, मत करो invest. ठीक है ना? Look behind the reasons why profits are less. What could be a possible reason कि a company which is industry leader, which is having 50,000 crore rupees revenue, has 0 profit? What could be a possible reason that this company has 0 profit?
डेट भर रहा रहेगा पहले.
प्रोविजनिंग
नहीं, वो भी नहीं है. चलो और कुछ
टैक्स.
पॉजिटिव बताओ कि क्या
सबसे पहले तो टैक्स.
एक्सपेंशन चल रहा है.
एक्सपेंशन चल रहा है. ठीक है, दैट कुड बी अ गुड पॉइंट. एक्सपेंशन. ओके
सर, उन्होंने अपना प्रॉपर्टी इन्वेस्ट कर दिया.
प्रॉफिट तो आया ही नहीं ना.
मतलब उनका बचा कुछ नहीं, जो आया था उन्होंने आगे लगा दिया.
अच्छा, चलो ठीक है. ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट जो आया था वो उन्होंने मे बी लेट्स से उन्होंने acquired some company and they're expanding into new products. They opened a new R&D division. There could be many reasons why profit is 0. The point that I'm trying to make here is always try to look behind the numbers. If something looks inappropriate or something looks illogical, then look behind the numbers. Try to find out whether it's a positive reason or a negative reason. Tax, maybe tax liabilities, debt, all of these could have been negative reasons. Itni badi company, itni tax liability, debt le rakha hai, negative reason. But if a company is expanding, then obviously if company is expanding, then there are future growth prospects. So your investment could grow much faster or much higher.
Yes, sir. For example, like what you did.
Like debt financing can be their model. Like they choose over equity financing. So yes, that can be.
Okay.
And sir, for example, what Jio did, for example, like when they introduced Jio, they provided us with free internet, and so as to gather the, you can say, amount of networking they had. For example, the customer, like Airtel customers, the customers started attracting towards Jio. At that time, his profit was 0, for example, because of the fact that they were selling the SIM cards and internet for free. है ना, their profit was zero. But
Correct.
nowadays, now you know, we also know like Vodafone, Airtel, they are all putting cases on the Jio ki what has happened to them because of the fact that the a lot of amount, almost every like this market, Jio has occupied the market, and right now it is good
Correct.
earning. At that time, profit was zero.
Sir, it also
Correct,
depends
correct.
upon the brand tag, na? जैसा for example, let's take Tata Motors. It's a loss-making company. 2000 crore का उनका लॉस गया है ये साल का,
Correct.
और प्लस उनका अगर अपन रेवेन्यू देखते हैं 76% comes from JLR. कल JLR को कुछ हुआ, टाटा मोटर्स खत्म हो गया, बट स्टिल दे आर डूइंग वेल. मतलब ट्रेड मार्केट में अभी 400 चल रहा है, 450, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ ब्रांड का नाम है, टाटा का नाम है, तो growth is
See,
there.
growth is there. Also, see, the point that you mentioned, JLR wala. See, JLR was probably a very good investment from their part, which is giving them good revenues. And this is what, let's say, अगर ये company 2 का जो हमने example लिया, maybe this year they have invested money somewhere, which might give them a lot of profits or maybe a lot of revenues in future. Then the chances are with company 2 are much brighter than company 1. So the point that I'm trying to make here is, or point that I was trying to make here is, कि companies, when we are analyzing 2 companies, we need to not just go into numbers like revenues or profits or some other numbers that will go through, but we need to think deeper about a company. ठीक है? About the numbers. Let me give you one more information which will help you in clarifying your thought process. There's something we call it inventory clearance, and those of you who have studied operations or supply chain, you might understand this. MBA students especially, if they have gone through that operations management class. Inventory clearance basically is whatever you are producing, in how much time you can sell off your whole inventory. Basically, how good your company is in managing procurement, manufacturing and selling. You procure, you manufacture and you sell. How smooth your cycle is. Company 1, it is 6 months. It's a young startup. Okay? It's 6 months. While company 2, it is 1 month. Basically, they are able to sell off their whole inventory in a month, much faster than company 1. The demand of company 2's products is much higher in the market. Now, which one do you think is a better company to invest? Yeah. Let's see more answers. Let's see anyone who comes up with one.
Sir, can you please repeat inventory clearance and like what is it? I was unable to hear.
Okay. Inventory clearance is basically how good is company in procurement. जैसे होता है ना, कोई भी कंपनी कुछ मैन्युफैक्चर करती है तो they need to procure raw materials, then they need to manufacture and then they need to sell. These are key 3 departments of any company, apart from IT companies. ठीक है? Any company which is poor in planning any of these 3, then वो company में ना their inventory clearance is very high. तो the company needs to be really good in assessing कि कितनी market demand आएगी, उसके लिए हमें कितना procure करना है and उतना manufacture करेंगे. Company 1, whatever they are producing, it takes them 6 months to sell. And obviously there is unit dynamics in manufacturing. कि आप एक आइटम प्रोड्यूस करोगे या 1 लाख आइटम्स प्रोड्यूस करोगे, your cost of per unit production becomes very less when you produce in bulk. So a company needs to take care of all these 3 things. Abhi company 1 sells it company 1 is selling it in 6 months, their whole inventory, while company 2 is selling in 1 month. Okay. Chalo, let me give you, I think most of you would by now would be saying ki company 2. I think one person is saying company 1, but theek hai. One point which we have not touched so far is how will we invest in this company? Basically, we will buy the shares of these companies and at what rate the shares are available. ऐसे समझो कि अगर एक चीज की वैल्यू है 100 रुपया, ठीक है, and you expect it to grow to 120, you're expecting 100 रुपए में खरीदूंगा, 120 में बेच दूंगा, ठीक है, मार्केट में इसकी इतनी ही वैल्यू है. अब कल को मैं आपसे बोलूं कि नहीं भाई 100 नहीं, इसकी तो अभी वैल्यू ही 200 रुपए है, जैसे गुड़गांव में प्रॉपर्टी रेट्स, ठीक है, गुड़गांव में प्रॉपर्टी रेट्स हैव नॉट इंक्रीज्ड इन लास्ट 10 years, ऑलमोस्ट नहीं, लास्ट 7-8 years, क्योंकि वो पहले ही इतने ज्यादा हाई है कि वो बढ़ेंगे ही नहीं, कोई खरीदेगा ही नहीं उससे ज्यादा पे. तो द फ्लैट और द प्रॉपर्टी विच वाज अवेलेबल एट 2 crores 5 years back, it is still at 2 crores or less. So very important point to note is at what rate are we getting this investment? ठीक है. Now there are two problems that you need to identify. Company 2's share is available at 60,000 rupees, while company 1's share is available at 1,000 rupees. Now you need to come up with two problems while if we invest in company 2. As a youngster, as a beginner, if we invest in company 2, if we decide to invest in company 2, what can be those two big problems that we have?
In company 2, sir?
Yeah. और कंपनी 1 में भी बताओ. अच्छा चलो, कंपनी 1 में भी प्रॉब्लम बताना if you can find one, and कंपनी 2 में भी if you can find problem. The answer can be completely wrong. This one is a bit tough, so answer can be completely wrong. I'm okay with that. Uncertainty and conflicts, finance, not. Answer is related to these share prices.
Sir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The price of company 2 share is already so high. So the possibility of it increasing in a less amount of time is way less than company 1's share price. So,
ठीक है, चलो, logical thinking, you are in right direction. ठीक है.
Yeah. So for example, like the company 2, it's having a share price of 60,000. So for them to, for example, they will have less buyers than as compared to company 1, because they have, less amount of share, less price of share. So they will have more buyers, and company 2 will have less buyers. Like if we generally, if we talk about right now, the market is down. But for example, Star Health, when it comes to Star Health, they're planning to launch the IBO quite bigger, but they were unable to find buyers, so they restricted the amount of shares or all that stuff, because of the fact that I don't know why they were finding it unable to have buyers, but it is might also to the fact that their share pricing was like unexpected by the people, so that's why they were unable to have buyers. So 60,000 wala sir buyers शायद कम हो, और 1,000 वाले में they can have more buyers, and have such good investment. For example, like 60,000 वाला अगर ग्रोथ करेगा मार्केट में, तो वो शायद जिस परसेंटेज से ग्रोथ करेगा, अगर उसी परसेंटेज से 1,000 वाला ग्रोथ करता है ना, तो वो जो हम कंपनी 1 में जिसने इन्वेस्ट करा होगा, उसके पास जो क्वांटिटी ज्यादा होगी, फॉर एग्जाम्पल बिल्कुल होगी, क्योंकि लेस प्राइस है शेयर का, तो जो एक्सपोनेंशियल ग्रोथ है, या फिर यू कैन से जो ग्रोथ है, वो कंपनी 1 वाले शेयर की शायद ज्यादा हो सकती है.
Can I talk about PE ratio? Price for earning 60,000 का है सर, ज्यादा से ज्यादा कितना होगा, लेकिन 1,000 का there is a chance.
ठीक है, चलो. एज आई सेड कि कंपनी 2 इज अ इंडस्ट्री लीडर, और इस ईयर का तो डेटा वुड बी, पीई रेशियो वुड बी वेरी पुअर फॉर कंपनी 2 बिकॉज प्रॉफिट इज 0, सो दैट पीई रेशियो विल नॉट कंसिडर फॉर दिस. बट हाँ, लेट मी गिव यू few reasons, few things. One is 60,000 का शेयर everybody cannot buy. ठीक है, that's one share, you can't divide it and buy. You need to have at least 60,000 for even buying one share. Now you can't, that's too much of commitment or too much of putting your eggs in one basket kind of an approach. ठीक है, so that is one problem with company 2's share price. Company 1 में if you want to buy let's say 5 shares and you just want to try कि let's see कितने share price कैसा बढ़ रहा है, कैसी company है, let me just observe it for some time, you can do with company 1. You can't do it for company 2. It's already very high. Abhi we don't know ki whether it is overpriced or underpriced, PE ratio wise it is high or low. We need more data for that, obviously. But with this, the problem is ki the price is so high that for individual with normal income, it becomes very difficult to invest in this. It becomes very difficult to invest in this or buy this share. So that is one major problem. Second is, as one of you have written, the fluctuations. Now what happens is जितना ज्यादा स्टॉक प्राइस होता है ना, उसमें फ्लक्चुएशन एक दिन में बहुत ज्यादा दिखता है. I used to follow this stock, I think SBI cards or something like that. उसका share price was 16,000 rupees. I don't remember the exact company. I don't know. AMC, SBI AMC था या कुछ ऐसा ही था. I don't know. तो उसका 16,000 था. उसका price used to go up and down by like 1,000 rupees in a day. And for faint-hearted or people who are a bit of conservative investors, for them it was like यार एक दिन में 1,000 रुपए कम हो गया, एक दिन में ये. So never start your it becomes a bit difficult for young investors or new age, I mean beginners in investing, to start with this kind of approach. See, why I wanted to have this activity was with you guys is I wanted you guys to understand, when you are investing, there are a lot of things apart from stock prices that we need to consider when we are investing in a company. And all of this basically is what we call as fundamental analysis. Okay. Now guys, there is a 5-step process. When we are analyzing a company, there is a 5-step process. What makes a company worth investing? In us बनियास ये होता है कि ना टाइम और पैसा दोनों बहुत लिमिटेड है लाइफ में. कभी भी ना तो टाइम ज्यादा होता है क्योंकि सारे टाइम अपना बिजी होते हैं, और ना तो पैसा कभी ज्यादा होता है. मनी भी ऑलवेज इज लिमिटेड. कितना भी कमा लो, इट विल ऑलवेज बी लिमिटेड. So how do you identify a right company worth investing in your limited time and with limited money? You need to have a framework or a thought process कि इस तरीके से I need to analyze, and one of the frameworks is what I'm going to tell you. ठीक है. The first thing that you do is when you are analyzing a stock, whether or when you are analyzing a company, is you understand the stability of the company. ठीक है. There is a process, there is a framework, or there is a step-by-step process to analyze a stability or analyze something called as stability index of the company. And basically what you are doing is you are understanding how much risk am I taking in this company, or how much risk I'm going into if I'm investing my money or if I'm buying shares of this company. Okay? Second is the stock value correctness. Basically, as I said, एक 100 रुपए की चीज अगर आपको 200 में मिल रही है और उसकी उम्मीद आपको है कि 100 से बढ़ के 120 ही होगा, बट होनी चाहिए 100 रुपए वैल्यू, अभी 120 और 200 में मिल रही है, then why should you buy it? ठीक है. That is the same concept applies for stocks value also. And what we do is we calculate something called price correctness index. How correctly is this stock priced right now? The first thing that we do is उसका stability निकाला, second is stock value निकाला. But the most important is third step, growth potential. यार सही रेट में मिल रहा है, सही स्टेबल है कंपनी, बट ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल कितना है? अगर स्टॉक प्राइसेस ग्रोथ ही नहीं होने, तो मैं क्या आचार डालूंगा उसका स्टेबिलिटी का कंपनी की या स्टॉक की करेक्ट वैल्यू का? कितना ही अंडर वैल्यूड हो, अगर कचरा कंपनी है, उसके स्टॉक्स बढ़ते ही नहीं है कभी, तो व्हाई शुड आई बाय स्टॉक्स ऑफ दैट कंपनी? सो स्टेबिलिटी एंड ग्रोथ, how much risk I am taking and how much return I can expect from this company, and at what rate I am buying. These three are very important when we are analyzing a company to assess whether it is worth investing or not. The fourth aspect is the financial structure of the company. Basically, we calculate something called FinOps index, using which, and when I say these indexes, these are numbers which help us in assessing or comparing different companies. FinOps index basically helps us in understanding how stable is the company financially, or how good let's say, how good a company is in managing its assets and liabilities, how good is the company in managing its financial operations, its cash flows. So all of those aspects we cover in financial structure. And fifth is operational efficiency and market demand. So one of those operational efficiency or market demand numbers is inventory turnover, which we discussed. There are other such numbers or ratios which we need to analyze. Once you understand this framework, it will take you hardly 5 minutes to go through all the company data and decide whether this is worth taking risk or not. It is quite, वैसे तो ऐसा होता है ना कि it's not like अमृतवाणी और it's not like आकाशवाणी की जो है ये तो हो गया तो बस जी, बस अब तो ये पढ़ लिया तो अब बस करोड़पति बन जाएंगे. But this gives you this will, मतलब वैसा नहीं होगा कि ये फ्रेमवर्क देख लिया तो सब कुछ सही हो गया, but this will give you an idea and a fast way to analyze a company stock and then compare them with different stocks and then decide which of these companies is the best company to invest. Okay, so guys, now there are two options that we can do. One is we can take 5 minutes, 5, 7, 10 minutes for Q&A, or I can walk you through the how do we calculate stability index of a company. Whatever you guys choose, we have 5, 7 minutes. I'll walk you through stability index, or I can take your questions.
Sir, stability index, sir.
Sir, though there are participants who want for the stability index, but we do have some questions.
See, we just have 5, 7 minutes, so I leave. Maybe we can extend by 10 minutes. I don't want to stretch after that. Students भी ना बोर हो जाते हैं, बैठे बैठे थक जाते हैं, मैं भी. So I don't want to stretch it more than 10 minutes. Up to you guys to decide what you want to do.
Okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, we can go for stability index. Just
okay, but before stability index, what I want everyone to do is fill up the feedback form. Let me give you the feed, or I think the organizing team would have the feedback form now. If they can fill up the feedback form.
Yes, sir. I'm sending it.
Okay. So you can share the feedback form. Guys, let me just walk you through one more thing before we go to the this. So one second. Give me 1 second, huh? Just give me 1 second.
Sir, a small question till you're looking for the file. How can I make career in NSE or Sensex? Can you just give a small एक entry point भी आपने अगर बोल दिया कहाँ ढूंढना है तो it would be great.
यार वैसे जितना मुझे अभी तक समझ आया है NSE वगैरह पे जाने के लिए ना, what you need is you need to understand थोड़ा सा ना इधर ये hedge funds या इस टाइप के financial engineering टाइप के courses. So if you are into that line of business, that line of study, education, जैसे financial engineer, CFA.
So would it help or not?
Definitely, it would help. So if you get into, let's say after CFA, you get into SBI Capital or those kind of AMCs, from there you can get into NSC. But I also don't know exact job profiles which exist in NSC. But yes, if just say, I know a lot of my banking friends have started their careers with banks and then gone to RBI. And I think यहाँ पे भी same ही structure होगा कि you start your career with AMCs. Who basically AMCs or companies like these technology companies like Zerodha and all, and then you from there you go into NSC, BSc or SEBI, these kind of organizations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So
yeah, Naman.
So in your YouTube channel, do you also cover sessions for international trading and international commodity market trading?
Commodity market trading, no, not as of now, because that is too risky and we don't want beginners. Our audiences are majorly beginners, so we don't want them to be exposed to that kind of. यार हमारे लिए तो वो बस एक learned वो होता है ना वीडियो, और commodity में एकदम market बहुत ऊपर नीचे हो जाता है. So we don't want people to get exposed to that kind of risk. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Sir, is tax debt free?
Is tax debt free? समझा नहीं मैं.
Debt free. Like
question, कौन सा tax?
For example, taxes like when we borrow money and all that.
मुझे question ही नहीं समझ आया actually. Okay, chalo, before we move on to the questions and the other things, I just want you guys to introduce you to certificate program in investments, which I'm going to start in next week. Basically, this program is where I teach students how to earn money from different sources. Okay? From investments in stocks, how to earn money, how to decide when to enter, when to buy a stock, when to sell a stock. Just say, I'll give you an example. Aurobindo Pharma ka share was at 700 around maybe 6 months back. Then it went up to 740. Now it is at 650. Okay. So how do you make money in these situations? When to buy a stock, when to sell a stock, earning money from stock investments. I also teach students about earning money or developing skills to earn money through alternate investment modes like mutual funds, bonds, corporate bonds or ETFs, REITs, InvITs, ETFs, index funds, small case, when to buy, when to sell, those kind of strategies I teach to student. And कितना कहाँ invest करो, कब उसे निकालो, कैसे उसे, you become a planner of your money. The third is where we talk about passive income development skills. Basically, we talk about passive income, different sources. We talk about affiliate marketing. We talk about YouTube channel and all intellectual property based channels. And I think a couple of more topics that we cover in this. So passive income development. And fourth is we talk about technical analysis, earning money through stocks or intraday trading, basically. So how to analyze resistance, support, how to do candlestick charts and analysis, entry exit strategies, indicators, MACD, Bollinger Band, RSI, VWAP. We talk also about point and figure charts. So different ways of analyzing a stock market situation and taking taking buy and sell decisions in intraday trading. So if you guys are interested, basically this feedback form is what helps us in understanding if you want to know about investments, if you want to develop skills which will help you in earning money. Job wali skills to kar hi rahe ho, but apart from developing skills to get a job, if you want to get some money or you want to develop skills to earn money, then you can apply for this course. Okay, chalo, let me just open back the PPT which I was presenting earlier. You guys wanted to understand about stability.
Sir, can I ask a question? Small question. Yes, sir. For example, like we are the beginners. If we are investing in the market, then we are the beginners. We are not somebody like who holds the share, all that. So for my question is that like we know what is the time to buy a share. Like it is right now the market is down, so people are thinking like it's a good time to buy up. We know that, but how we can analyze the fact that we are buying the share at the right time, but what is the right time to sell it out? So that our share or our profit should not be backed down by something. So what is the correct time to sell a share? I would like to have your thoughts on that.
यार वो ना देखो, there are different ways to understand कि if you are buying a particular stock, let's say, usko when is the right time? Probably there are 2-3 things that we do. One is we check the resistance कि उसकी previous resistance कितना था, ठीक है? Previous resistance जितना होगा previous, let's say 6 months, 1 year का, उसके ऊपर prices जाने की chances कम होते हैं. So what we do is we set the target price accordingly. That is the first thing that we do. Second is जैसे अब Zomato के आज prices गिर के 92 पे आ गए. So is Zomato a good option right now to buy, or should we wait? हो सकता है कल और गिर जाए. So we try to understand कि ऐसी situations में Zomato traditionally was 130, 140 के around चल रहा था, मतलब which I have seen, but today it went down to 92. Some comment. Okay, sir, it's a 20-year-old to hold some good stocks for long term. यार ये सब मत करवाओ, अगर कल को वो गिर गया ना स्टॉक तो तुम मेरे से कहोगे सर ने जो है गलत एडवाइस कर दिया हमें, ये नाम मत बोलो.
सर फिलहाल तो सभी गिरा हुआ है सर, क्या कह सकते हैं.
अभी तो सारे ही गिर गए. आज तो बहुत ही गिरी है मार्केट.
रूस वालों ने सर, रशिया वालों ने परेशान कर रखा है.
ये वॉर की सिचुएशन ना, गोल्ड में लगाओ पैसे. अभी गोल्ड हमेशा बढ़ता है जब वॉर होता है. तो चलो
पेट्रोलियम
किसकी ओके, चलो तो एक पर्टिकुलर कंपनी. See, I would say कि Shreya, if you really want to know कि what companies can be a good option, I would say 2-3 sectors which you can look out for. One is the electric vehicle sector. Electric vehicles are going to be the future क्योंकि जितना ये ऑयल का इशू हो रहा है. So if you really want to invest for a long period of time, जैसे होता है ना Infosys के stocks, where people say ना कि somebody who bought that stock in 20 rupees in 1995, today they have one stock is मतलब उतने पैसे में अगर 1000 डाले थे तो आज वो 10 करोड़ हो गए. तो if you want to go into that kind of investing, then yes, you can go for this electric vehicle companies. See into it कि which companies are doing good in electric vehicles. ठीक है. Happiest minds का I feel यार they are overpriced. मतलब जितने तेजी से उनके प्राइसेस बढ़े हैं ना पिछले एक साल में, I feel they are overpriced. It is quite possible उनके प्राइसेस नीचे जाएं. ठीक है.
सर फार्मा सेक्टर के इन्वेस्टमेंट्स पर योर थॉट्स?
फार्मा इज अ गुड ऑप्शन. जब तक कोविड का तो है अभी, तो फार्मा कैन बी अ गुड ऑप्शन, बट आई वुड सजेस्ट कि इंस्टेड ऑफ फार्मा में डोंट गो फॉर दीज इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक्स, आइदर बाय ईटीएफ्स और बाय म्यूचुअल फंड्स ऑफ फार्मा सेक्टर. थोड़ा रिस्क डाइवर्सिफाइड रहेगा. इंडिविजुअल कंपनीज काफी ऊपर नीचे हो रही हैं, तो डोंट गो फॉर दिस, don't go for mutual funds or ETFs. If you want to go for intraday, then go for ETFs.
सर IoT भी है, wearable devices, augmented reality वाले companies, even
हाँ, इसमें you can
का
look
if
out.
you see Netflix का market cap गिर रहा है, subscribers बढ़ रहा है, and it is giving an option कि wearable devices और virtual reality ये भी, these companies are expanding in overseas market. That I've observed.
Correct. US markets में I think I was working on content of one of the videos. I think Netflix is one of the companies in which we can invest. Tesla is also one of the companies in which we can invest. और US में तो ये जो है, you can buy shares in decimals also. So you don't need to buy a whole share. You can buy, जैसे crypto में you can buy decimal shares ना, तो वैसे वहां पे वो भी कर सकता है. I think Netflix and Tesla can be good options to buy.
Sir, any cryptocurrency you would suggest us to?
नहीं क्रिप्टो बहुत यार, बहुत वोलेटाइल है यार
क्रिप्टो करेंसी का, क्योंकि
बहुत वोलेटाइल,
फैड बहुत है,
अभी
लेकिन
रिसेंटली मतलब डाउन ही था, लाइक फ्राइडे सैटरडे में.
फेड तो NFTs हैं इस टाइम पे, तो NFTs तो थोड़ा सा मुझे लगता है कि I don't know, I've seen a lot of videos and I've seen a lot of people talking about NFTs, but probably NFTs are a fad right now. You don't know कि कब तक चलेगा, और कुछ भी रैंडम NFTs है. मंकी की फोटो बना के डाल दी, बस वो NFT हो गया एक इथेरियम का. तो थोड़ा सा वो मुझे थोड़ा NFTs फैड लग रहे हैं.
सर उससे मिंटिंग वगैरह के एडवांटेजेस भी रहते हैं ना, इसलिए लोग रैंडमली बना देते हैं, एनोनिमसली लिस्ट कर देते हैं इथेरियम पे. कर ही रहे हैं.
सर आप प्राइस टारगेट का बता रहे थे कि मतलब when to sell the, like what is the correct time or correct price for selling a stock?
हाँ, तो देखो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है कि ना, गैम्बलर और इन्वेस्टर में ना यही फर्क होता है. गैम्बलर को चाहिए कितना भी मिल जाए, ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैसा आ जाए. इन्वेस्टर को होता है भाई मेरा ना टारगेट है. एवरीथिंग इज कि जैसे इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग व्हेन वी डू, so when I teach intraday trading, I give students कि starting के 3 months you need to generate 1% income every day. ठीक है. So if you are starting with 10,000, your goal is 100. वो 100 जैसे ही अचीव हो गया in half an hour, 1 hour, you just move out of that trade. ठीक है. You need to buy 2 to 3 options जिसमें आपको 100 का टारगेट अचीव हो. Same is the case with stock investing. You need to have set targets कि भाई मुझे इस स्टॉक को इतने पे, मुझे जब ये इतना प्रॉफिट मेरा बन जाएगा, I will walk out of this. ठीक है. We need not be greedy. हमें अगर when we are moving into that ना कि बढ़ने दो कितना भी बढ़ रहा है, then ultimately everything comes down. So we need to set targets and let's say अगर हमने 700 का खरीदा है, ठीक है, then 5%, और वो मतलब तुम टारगेट ऐसे सेट करते हो कि इतने टाइम में मुझे इतना टारगेट चाहिए. ठीक है. तो लेट्स से तुमने सेट करा कि 3 महीने में मेरा रिटर्न एक्सपेक्टेड इज 5%. आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग एनुअल रिटर्न 20%, तो 3 महीने में मुझे 5% मिल जाए, आई एम गुड फॉर इट. 700 का खरीदा था, 3 महीने का टारगेट सेट कर दिया कि 335 में निकल जाएगा, आई विल मूव आउट ऑफ दिस. ठीक है. सो दैट इज हाउ यू सेट. यू नीड टू डिफाइन योर टारगेट्स डिपेंडिंग ऑन द टाइम होराइजन.